What if I told you that right now, above your head, thousands of satellites are orbiting Earth, quietly reshaping how the entire world connects to the internet? And what if I told you that one company, SpaceX, has already launched over 2,000 Starlink satellites with a goal to launch tens of thousands more? This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. From remote villages with no internet, to airplanes streaming movies mid-flight, to ships in the middle of the ocean, Starlink is changing everything. But how did we get here? Why launch 2,000 satellites? And what does this mean for the future of Earth and space? Let's break it down. Starlink is a satellite internet constellation developed by SpaceX. Unlike traditional internet systems that rely on cables buried underground or underwater, Starlink works from space. Thousands of small satellites orbit the Earth in what's called low Earth orbit, or LEO. This is important because traditional satellites sit 36,000 kilometers away in geostationary orbit, but Starlink satellites operate at around 550 kilometers. That's over 60 times closer to Earth. And that means faster speeds, lower latency, and more reliable connections. Instead of one giant satellite, Starlink uses a network of thousands working together. Think of it like a swarm, constantly moving, constantly communicating, covering the entire planet. So why launch 2,000 satellites? Why not just a few hundred? The answer is simple. Coverage and capacity. To deliver high-speed internet across the entire globe, you need a dense network. Each satellite covers only a small portion of Earth at any given time. And since they're constantly moving, you need thousands to ensure continuous coverage. Imagine trying to light up the entire Earth using flashlights. One flashlight, useless. 100, still not enough. But thousands, moving in perfect coordination? Now you have something powerful. With over 2,000 satellites already in orbit, Starlink can cover most populated areas, provide stable connections, handle millions of users simultaneously. And this is just the beginning. Let's talk about the launch process, because this is where SpaceX really shines. Each Starlink mission uses the Falcon 9 rocket, one of the most advanced reusable rockets ever built. Here's how it works. First, the rocket launches from Earth. Within minutes, it reaches space. Then, something incredible happens. The first stage booster separates and returns to Earth, landing perfectly on a drone ship in the ocean. This is not just impressive, it's revolutionary. Because reusing rockets dramatically reduces cost. Meanwhile, the second stage continues into orbit, carrying dozens of Starlink satellites stacked like a deck of cards. Once in orbit, the payload door opens and the satellites are released, one by one, drifting into space like a train of glowing lights. If you've ever seen a line of lights moving across the night sky, that was probably Starlink. Now, let's talk about impact, because this is where things get truly powerful. 1. Connecting the unconnected. Millions of people around the world still don't have access to reliable internet. Remote villages, mountain regions, islands. Starlink changes that. All you need is a small dish, and suddenly, you're online. 2. Internet anywhere. Airplanes, ships, trucks. With Starlink, internet is no longer tied to location. Streaming, gaming, video calls, even in the middle of the ocean. 3. Disaster response. When natural disasters destroy infrastructure, Starlink can restore communication instantly. No cables, no towers, just satellites. 4. Education and opportunity. Access to the internet means access to knowledge, and that can change lives. But it's not all perfect. There are serious concerns. 1. Space pollution. Thousands of satellites mean crowded orbits, and that increases the risk of collisions. 2. Astronomy impact. Astronomers have reported that Starlink satellites can interfere with observations of deep space, bright streaks across telescope images, blocking our view of the universe. 3. Space debris risk. If satellites collide, they can create debris, triggering a dangerous chain reaction, known as the Kessler syndrome. SpaceX is working on solutions like autonomous collision avoidance, but the concerns remain real. Here's the wild part. 2,000 satellites is just the beginning. SpaceX plans to launch tens of thousands more, and with the upcoming Starship rocket, launches will become even cheaper and even more frequent. Imagine global internet with zero dead zones, real-time communication anywhere on Earth, a fully connected planet. And beyond that, this technology could support future missions to the Moon and even Mars. From a single rocket launch to a network of over 2,000 satellites, SpaceX is building something unprecedented, a global internet system powered not by cables, but by space itself. It's bold, it's controversial, and it's already changing the world. The real question is, what happens when the entire planet is connected? And what comes next after that? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell us in the comments, would you use satellite internet like Starlink?